Hi, it's the 25th of July 2018 at 1 p.m. It's, look, it's inevitable, I think, when you do a YouTube channel. You eventually have to start thinking about value and what value you are offering your audience, and frankly, what value the audience are offering you. It's a two-way street. But it just, you watch a few, how to improve your metrics type things, and when you're interested, and yeah, that was the thing that came through to me. Yeah, you need to offer value, and it makes sense, makes good sense. You need to do it in business. You need to do it. Actually, I believe you need to do it everywhere. In all honesty. But anyway, with that in mind, I watched a Japanese film last night, and I've watched a few. I should watch more. Actually, I quite like them. They're unusual. I'll put a link in the description to the one I watched last night. But I find they're always about people doing unusual things, but against a backdrop of a society that we know a little bit about. And one thing we know about it is they're dying. Their birth rate's right down. Largely, probably totally due to this herbivore men movement, grass eater men, which are Japanese form of mgtow and came before mgtow actually. I've watched some funny films about them. Oh, there was one where, the Japanese boy was playing with his friends. Oh boy, I call him boy. He's probably 25. And he's playing with his friends on the computer, playing computer games. And his father walked in with a sledgehammer and smashed up his computer. and the guy, he's 25, he's howling, he's crying, like a little boy. So anyway, the next episode, yes, the guy, the young guy, and his friend are down at the garage. They open up the garage under the house, and there's the father's scooter, a brand new scooter, and the kid's got the sledgehammer. He just belts the crap out. And the father comes down, and the friend's jumping up and it was all of this sort of, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You should be out with a woman and that sort of thing, and finding a wife and doing all that. And this guy, this young guy's saying, nah, stuff that I'm doing. I'm playing a game. Yeah. So anyway, that was sort of, and that's typical. They're just unusual stories. They're good, actually. Because they're culturally quite different to us, or so different to us, really, it's an escape. And I don't know. There's another one I'll tell you about another time. Most of them are very good. This one last night probably wasn't as good, but it was about the dolls, the sex dolls, and these Japanese guys who old men, in their late 60s and 70s, with these dolls, usually 2 or 3, sometimes they had 3, all lined up on the couch. They're a metre and a half tall, roughly, cost $3,500 US, and presumably this for sex and stuff. But I mean, no, it didn't go into a great deal of stuff about that. It was more how they brushed their hair and dressed them, and often the ex-wife would come around and tidy up the house for them, and it was a rather bizarre sort of thing, and these guys are just saying, that well, people just have to accept that we love our dolls, and there it is again. Yeah, it's just something else that society has to accept. We have no choice. We can't go the other way. No, we've just got to keep going in one direction. So, but I mean, that the doco went into it in just it was talking about how they live there, and it's companies. It's a virtual company thing. Now I don't poo-hoo it because I don't have anybody living with me. I don't associate with people in real. My company is somewhere else. It's a virtual company. It's no different. A doll is probably more immediate. At least I can touch a doll. But they sleep with them and all that sort of thing. And it's just, and they put them in wheelchairs and they take them for a walk of an afternoon, or take them for a drive. Nobody looks, because they look very lifelike. Yeah, 1.5 metre tall, plastic. Yeah, no robotics or anything. They don't say anything. They just sit there. But I'm not going to say anything. That's not really what the point is. There was a an interview with one of the producers of I think RT did it, Russia Today, and the producer she didn't want to talk about these dolls because she couldn't find a guy. And she was 34 or something, attractive Japanese woman. She just didn't want to know about the dolls. No, she just wants to. She's lonely. She's living by herself. Yeah, she's well paid and everything, professional job, living by herself. She's lonely, no children, nothing. Yeah, so they asked her about what she thought about the dolls. I don't even want to think about it. I'm not interested. I don't care about any of that. And it finishes off with her going to meet up for a date, and the guy didn't turn up. So she was left sitting there by herself. Yeah, but anyway, that's by the by. But I think it was her, and she said, yeah, she used to work for a company. She said, crazy work ethic. She said, yeah, you start work in the morning, you might not go at home, you fall asleep at your desk. You'll be working there until midnight, and you'll find people just passed out at their desk. So that's just crazy. And sort of after I finished watching, because I put all the bits and pieces together in my mind, after I finished watching, and I thought, yeah, it's this cavalier attitude that men should be able to handle anything that's thrown at them. And really what's happening is this down here. It's the same thing. It's all this. They've copped it for years. This, more of this, that. You should be able to handle it. You're a man. Yeah, I'm also human. No, you're a man. You're this thing, like a thing. All right, so we get treated like things. Well, you can handle anything. You're a man. You're oppressed women. And I looked at it in terms of value. And this is where, because I'm getting more and more interested in value and how we offer value to one another. And I thought, okay, what are the value flows? In so typical, what you would imagine to be, what was a typical Japanese man's life. Well, I'd say he had to offer 100% or most of his value to the corporation he worked for. Otherwise, they wouldn't employ him. And the corporation would have been, not overly happy to see him each day, but, it was acceptable because he was offering value and someone who was making a lot of money out of it. And that's good because, let's face it, he was getting his share. And then he was probably expected at home to offer some sort of value or something. And at some point along the line, Japanese guys said, yeah, that's all well and good, but where's the value for us? Where's the flow coming back? What are we getting out of all of this? And the answer was nothing. In fact, they're probably thinking it's just deducting the value. If I don't live up to these high expectations, I kill myself. I die. So they probably figured better to kill their society because the growth rate is something like 1.2 or 1.1, and you need 2 to just keep going. So they expect in the next 30 years or something that the Japanese population will be 2/3 of what it is today. It'll lose 1/3 of its current population, which is hardly surprising. But when you think in terms of value, what are you offering? You can just sit back and think, well, what are you offering? And so what should you expect? And who are you offering the value to? Are you offering it to this group of people over here, but no value to this person? So why has he gone running off with another, looking for somebody else? Really, he's married to me. I offer my value to everyone else, but not to him. But he shouldn't do that. He's in the wrong. It says his right-wrong thing. But if you sit back and look at it and look at the value flow, it's like, well, I'm just getting abused, attacked, insulted, and that sort of thing. What's likely to happen? Oh yeah, but you're a man. You should be able to handle that. And besides, you're married. If you're married, that's it. That's it. Look, I've got to go and offer my value for somewhere. That's just the way it is. And so what happens in the end, or what's happened in this case, is these Japanese guys are saying, really, yeah, I value this piece of plastic more than I do a human being. This piece of plastic, well, they can relate. Look, we're all the same on this channel, right? Pretty much all of us are the same. We've had the same experience. We can relate to one another. Yeah, this guy is relating to a piece of plastic. That tells you what he thinks of himself. because he has no value as a human anymore. He's no more than a piece of plastic, and that's because he's had all the value deducted from him. Yeah, so that's what he's doing. He's hanging out with a piece of plastic that doesn't even talk to him. Right? Or 3 pieces of plastic. Probably values himself a bit more. But that's what it is. That's what how he sees himself. He's given everything to the corporation, everything's to his family. He's got nothing for him. He's received no value, so he's valueless. So he values himself in the same way as a piece of plastic. It's like we all hang together, right? Because we all consider ourselves, intelligent, caring, thoughtful. That's sort of, we all sort of cling together. We all gravitate together. Yeah, that's the sort of people we are. I look at you guys and I think, would you value yourself? Would I value myself if I was in your situation? I say, yeah. I think you're all trying your hardest to deal with whatever's been thrown at you. I'd say you've got every right to value yourself. I value myself. But here's this guy that's gone all the way up, in the corporate ladder in Japan, hanging out with a piece of plastic, taking his piece of plastic for a walk every afternoon. I don't know. Let me know what you think, but that's the way I see it. Yeah, that's if you're giving your value to someone else and you're giving your value to this one, and then it's not coming back this way. I mean, look. Just on a closing note, we had a bit of an episode on the channel just recently where somebody came into the channel and offered absolutely no value whatsoever. Yeah, I deducted something. I deducted the comments. I thought, no, I don't want it. Just bang, 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 gone. Yep. I don't want to deduct the value for us. And they were taking the piss out of bloody Emily. What's she done to anybody? So I just deducted the comments. I thought about hemmed and hawed about it. I thought, won't I? So, and then Emily said something that, that she was pregnant and didn't want hassle. I thought, yeah, beauty, there you go, bang, gone. didn't have to think another second. Because I really don't want it. And why should we? It just deducts value. It's just, if they want to do that, do it somewhere else. It wouldn't bother me if they did it to me. It wouldn't bother the guys if she'd done it to, or whoever it was, had done it to any. But why do it to Emily? To, your own sex? What are they, a bit upset that Emily's hanging with us, are they? Oh, bad fucking luck. We don't care. If we can get value from people and we can offer value from people, that's what we will do. And that's fair. But when they just deduct value, as they're doing in Japan, who wants it? Just like this, just get rid of the comments, get rid of the person. Who wants that? Nobody wants it. We don't want it. Go somewhere else if they want it, fine. But not here, we don't want it. Anyway, it's been good talking to you, and I'll chat to you again soon. Bye.